call the meeting to order. It is 6:31 for Tuesday, March 10th. For the Missouri Harbor Management Corporation. We'll start by calling attendance. Wendy, can you please?
Sure. Akeisha Berkeley. Present. Chris Hammond. Absent. Lydia Kutrell. Here. Mark Heck.
Here.
Roger Watkins. Ryan Banks.
Here.
Roger Watkins.
Here.
And Wendy.
With that, are there any amendments to the agenda? No. If not, we'll move forward with the presentation of the agenda. A motion to accept. Second. All in favor? Aye. Move on to the approval of the February 10th regular board meeting minutes, the February 10th quality of life and safety committee meeting minutes, and the February 10th, 2026 finance committee meeting minutes. Those are all circulated to the board by email. I'll take either a motion for all, or if you want to be individual, depending on if there's any edits. I'll move to approve both. Motion by Watkins, second by Banks. All those in favor? Aye. All right. Any opposed? None. All right. Moving into action items. Report of nominating committee. We have a slate of current nominations. Those are President Christopher Hammond, Vice President Mark Heck, Secretary Wendy Washington, and Treasurer Roger Watkins. With that, I will call for a motion for approval of the current nominations. We can do those again as a group, or we can do it individually. If there's any discussion or edits to the list. An issue? Not a problem. No. All right.
Did everybody hear? Okay. Thank you.
Rolling off the wheels.
Thank you for asking. Appreciate it. Yes.
Right. Have a motion?
Move to accept all.
All right, motion by Banks. Second Watkins. Second by Watkins. Any more discussion? Any public comment cards?
None.
All right, so we'll vote. All those in favor? Any opposed? All right, congratulations, everyone. Same positions as already. All right, next agenda item is to set the committee meeting schedules for the year 2026 upcoming. That would be quality of life and safety committee meetings on May 12th, August 11th, November 10th, and February 9th of 2027. The finance committee meeting dates would be April 14th, July 14th, October 26th, and January 12th.
The February 9th date is marked right now.
All right, good note. No, that's good.
All right, so let's scratch that one and then.
All right. Do I have a motion to accept the outlined committee schedule and meeting dates? Okay. Any other board comments, discussion? Any public comment or? All right, with that, we'll take a vote. All those in favor for the meeting dates for 2026 or 2027? Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. Okay, item 4 under action items. Motion to enter into a professional services agreement for less than $15,000 for Firefly Marketing Solutions to redesign the municipal yacht harbor website. For those that aren't aware, this is our current firm that does our website. Our website's several years old, so it's just an update. The contract amount is actually less than the amount provided here, but that gives Brian the ability to, if anything comes up, not having to come back to the board, so we're not going with the exact amount for the contract. I have a motion to accept the professional services agreement.
So moved, Watkins.
Second.
A second.
All right. Any discussion from the board? Any public comment or?
None.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Next item on the action item, motion to direct staff to purchase a new security vehicle according to the City of New Orleans procurement policies. Brian, you want to give some background on?
Yeah, so the vehicle we have now is less than 3 years old and less than 20,000 miles, but the idle time on it is equivalent to over 150,000 miles. It's already blown a water pump, potentially head gasket, which is under warranty, surprisingly, so it's in the shop getting fixed. We don't need an immediate vehicle, but we want to be prepared to start the process. The last one took several months to get. I'm concerned that the existing security vehicle is just not going to last with its current use. So this is going to give us the time that we need to research, find the best kind of vehicle to sit idle time like it is, and then start the policy to get it. And then we'll have a spare, essentially, if the other one is still running. I just think it's a good policy right now. We're using the security vehicle, or the maintenance truck as a security vehicle and a maintenance vehicle while it's in the shop, but it's on. So I feel like it's just good governance or good management to be prepared for when the security vehicle actually does die completely.
Okay. Do I have a motion? We have Brian, or Banks, on the motion, second. Watkins with the second. Any board discussion? Brian, what type of vehicle is our current?
It's a Ford Escape.
Okay, so it doesn't have the possibility of being like a backup maintenance vehicle necessarily, it'd just be like a backup security vehicle. I mean, I guess small things.
It could small things, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we certainly would keep it as long as it's on. We just got rid of the old truck because it was unreliable. It actually died on the highway. So as long as it's a safe vehicle to drive,
Any other questions? Any public comments?
None.
All right. All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. With that, we'll move into the financial report. Roger?
Municipal Yacht Harbor Corporation has total assets of $18,251,900. Current assets are $4.5,500,000, both of which is in the form of cash of $4,383,300 in two accounts, one at JP Morgan Chase and the other at Lamp. Net fixed asset total is $1.185 million. Other assets includes leases receivables of $12.186 million and deferred outflow pension resources of $375,700. On the liability side, the Yacht Harbor Corporation has total liabilities of $13,208,600, of which $505,400 are current liabilities consisting mainly of accounts payable and accrued expenses of $96,900, under revenues of $217,300, and accrued annual sick leave of $180,800. Long-term liabilities consist of net pension liabilities of $956,000 and $11,747,200 for deferred inflow of long-term leases. Gives the Yacht Harbor Corporation with equity of $5,043,300, of which $4,543,300 is unrestricted net assets. In the month of February, the Auburn Corporation has revenues of $240,600, with total expenses of $182,100, which resulted in a net profit of $15,500. Current slip occupancy is 95%.
Thank you. Any questions from the board, comments? Any public comments?
None?
Do we need to vote on this one? Okay, all right. We'll move on to the director's report, Brian.
If y'all remember last year, the P1 powerboat races occurred, it was late summer, early fall. Those races were purchased by IHRA, and they were scheduled for April 10th through 12th. It was primarily a Jefferson Parish event, but it does affect us. We spent quite a bit of money doing security and trash pickup and porta potties, so I reached out to them looking to basically do a permit, because they do operate in New Orleans Parish, although it's in the lake. And they responded back and said that they actually would like to use the boat launch and breakwater park for their personal watercraft. Racing pits, the whole pit area will be open to the public. People will walk by, walk around and look. There will just be some protected areas when they're launching, retrieving the vessel, the watercraft. And we are working with the city, the city's event permitting department, to move this forward. It would give us substantially more income than the others, while still being able to provide everything. I know Carrie reached out to me about looking at how it's going to affect the grass. I'll be working with them to make sure it is done in a reasonable manner. But we think it'll be a good event. It's likely, it would already be a big event based on last year, and this way we can get some more revenue out of it. Derelict, abandoned boats, same process is continuing. Pond upgrades and repairs. I'm working on an RFP for a landscape architect for up to $100,000 to create plans for repairs and upgrades. We're likely, we didn't budget that this year, but it's got some pretty substantial damage around the pond due to nutria and just wear and tear and deferred maintenance. I'm still working on that. We're probably gonna have to move some money around in our budget to make that happen, but I think that one's important. So once I get further along, I'll be reporting approval for that one. Then speaking of nutria, the nutria removal we've been talking about, there's been private trapping in the surrounding area to see if to control the population. So we're not going to have to move forward right now. If there's any nutria that's still around, so we haven't seen them. But we'll keep monitoring. Lease of Boathouse 31 is going to change. The West End development. The state representative Stephanie Hilferty has pre-filed a bill to create economic development district for the development area. I think they started their session today, so I don't know exactly where they are. The money generated in the development district is able to be spent in the immediate surrounding area, including the park. So potentially the health infrastructure improvements, security, this type of thing. It's not limited, the district is limited to just the development site, but they can spend the money around. The elected officials are all currently working on the CEA, and then once we're given the clear to share more information, we will. Currently, West End development expenses for invoice date February 26th was $19,987. Total in 2026 was $29,985.
Okay. Any board comments, questions?
Brandon, I see somewhere that we were told before revenue sharing would be on a sales tax level, and that was kind of the issue between Orleans and Jefferson. But now that I see that there's going to be a lease revenue sharing between Jefferson Parish and us, I believe.
The only lease sharing that I'm aware of is with the state. We have to lease with state lands, which are in Jefferson Parish.
Gotcha.
So they're working with the state land office to figure out how much they'll cost. So we would effectively lease the land from the state and then lease the entire parcel to the developer ourselves.
Any other board comments? Questions? Public comments?
Me?
Is an area for the pond part of that $100,000 request?
Yeah,
Sweet.
I
That
mean-
could be pricey.
it's, yeah, I'm looking at doing a landscape architecture firm or an architecture firm with a landscape architect. Put a plan together to do the repairs, do the generator, and then whatever else we could do to stabilize the pond in general, stabilize the banks, you know, maybe.
So you gotta make that request to the city, or you just gotta rework the budget?
So we have to rework our budget.
Okay.
I'd have to approve our budget. I need to check specifically, depending on how it's moved around, we may have to get city council approval, but they approve those changes monthly at all their meetings.
As of yesterday morning, there's still a new tree out there.
Yes.
Okay.
We're in pursuit.
Okay.
All right. No other comments?
None?
Okay, moving on, rules and standards, had no meeting and there's no business. I'm not aware of any unfinished business. Economic redevelopment committee has not met. Brian provided an update on the director's report. Quality of life and safety committee did not meet. I'm assuming, do we have any comment cards on any of those?
None?
Okay, well with that, we restated the agenda, so I'll. The next meeting will be on April 14th, 2026 here, same time as always.
There's one comment.
Okay.
Douglas Valley Quality of Life.
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead.
Yes, you can proceed.
Yeah, so I'm a tenant here and sometimes I live on my boat. I just made, so I use all the facilities, you know, the restrooms and all that. I just had some quick notes, and suggestions too. A lot of marinas and things like this have a parking decal to affix to the cars. I used to charge parking, I don't know if you still do. But it would help the levee board and all identify people, especially after midnight, that, you know, sometimes I see them sleeping out here. There's people that are not tenants of the marina or paying any fees that are using the facilities downstairs in the middle of the night. They pile of clothes in there, and anyway, it's just unsafe. The bathroom sanitation is kind of poor right now. The drains aren't draining. I got athlete's foot down there. I challenge any of y'all to use the facility, especially the men. The urinal is not flushing, hasn't flushed for a year. So it's contributing to the smell down there, which is horrible. And this is just constructive stuff. I'm seeing a lot of vagrants here. The code hasn't been changed in a couple of years. Might be a good suggestion to change the code because evidently they pass it around. And just something to stop people that aren't paying for this facility using washers and dryers. I see them. And because I'm out early, late, all the time down there. A couple other things real quick. It'd be helpful to have a solar light on the gate panel, and at night you cannot see the gate panel. I know it, I do it blind. But it's just a little $7 solar light on that keypad. These are all just constructive stuff to do. I also have a question for maybe Brian. Who's responsible for the front of the building and concrete on? Is that the yacht club or the municipal?
I mean, what specifically are you guys?
Well, there's a lot of old elderly people and like the yellow line, be helpful to paint on those steps, it's faded. Is anybody, is that the yacht club or?
No, I mean, that would be the harbor.
Okay, well, that's just a suggestion, so they triple quality at the lawsuit. Also, the other night, I was here, was washing clothes. The dryer vent is broke. I was wondering why it was steaming up in there, and you have to open the door. One of the dryer vents. The reason it is real quick, I don't want to tie it to time, is the washer wasn't working. I jumped up there, unplugged it, plugged it in, reset it, it worked. One of the other washers was broken, so I had to do it. One of the dryer vents is broken, so it's blowing dust into the laundry room and causing humidity in there. I don't want to try to,
I mean, certainly you can email me directly all of this
well,
information.
maybe this
It's
is
not
my
really-
first meeting, so I don't know. And
This isn't really board business, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you're welcome to do it, but
Okay.
this kind of stuff, if you email me directly.
I can
we'll
email or
address
come
it.
see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll finish with that. Thank you for letting me speak.
Appreciate you bringing that forward. I know Brian, when you get that list, I know you'll take care of those things, so. Any other comments? All right, we got a call for a motion to adjourn.
So move like this.
Second.
Second.